Hey folks, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and try to make a Reese's cup. I have some dimensions. We're going to go with it. I have this that another teacher provided me, and I'm going to thank them, Corey Dusan. They actually helped me with the idea. They went ahead and gave me these dimensions. Mine were slightly different. Actually, I think I got smaller Reese's peanut butter cups. I think they're cheaping us out, and Reese's is trying to save some money by making them smaller these days. But this is what another teacher had. With my dog helpers, like I said, I got smaller, but I'm gonna trust their dimensions for the cups they bought. They bought the king size, the good stuff, not the Walmart brand Reese's peanut butter cups. And they told me that there was 48 teeth, that the outside diameter, including the little ridges here, was 1.94, and the inside, or I guess the bottom half, was 1.64. So 1.64 at the bottom, 1.954 at the top, 48 of these circular, folded ridges all the way across. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and go with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a new part. I always use the XY plane, like I mentioned. And so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with that circle. Actually, you know what? Why don't I do this? I'm going to go ahead and bring in an image. Sometimes I like to do this if I don't want to keep going back and forth. So I'll just put it over here. And that way we can all reference it at the same time. Okay, now I'm going to go to make a circle. So I'm going to make the big circle first, 1.954. And what I'm going to do is, because there's 48 teeth, I'm going to make the teeth, but that 1.94 includes the diameter of the ridge. So that means I got to offset a smaller circle, 0.051. And that's because the teeth, they're 0.051 in height, both on the top and bottom. And now this may seem kind of odd to draw that little triangle, but it's just a matter of being accurate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically create a little, I'm going to use these as guides to help me essentially draw a triangle. I can make them construction lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset a line in this direction, equals 0.104 divided by 2, and then enter. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, equals 0.104 divided by 2, then enter. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to use this as a guide to draw my rectangle. So this tells me that its width is going to be, if I click here to the top, and then from the top to here, it's already kind of creating the width for me. Now I can go ahead and delete this lines because they don't matter anymore. And technically I could delete the circle even. And now I have this. And now I'm gonna, as you guessed it, circular pattern around. So I'm gonna select what I want a circular pattern, about which axis, this one, how many of them, 48. And then most important thing, turn off associative. Now this is gonna be really annoying, but I have to go ahead and trim all the way around. So I'm actually gonna pause the video for now and come back when it's done. All right, so we're back. I've trimmed it. You noticed it probably took me 2 minutes. Actually, I'm going to teach you something new, and I'm going to do this probably a different way than you would expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and you can highlight the entire object. And let me show you guys, if I go from right to left, it only highlights part of it. Again, if I go in this direction, I highlight whatever it touched. But I'm going to go ahead and highlight the entire object, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to copy this sketch, okay? So now I'm going to finish it, and now I'm going to go ahead and, so I'm going to show you that you can copy and paste sketches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offset a plane off of the XY plane, and I'm going to offset it, the dimensions were 0.485. So right now I did the top part, I'm going to do the bottom part. So I'm going to offset it 0.485. So you'll notice now I have a plane that's offset from that object. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to start a new sketch on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and I'm going to actually paste. And somebody's gonna say, well, why don't you just project geometry? You only project geometry of, just so you guys know, you only project geometry of like 3D shapes. So it doesn't really work when you have a 2D shape. So you don't really project 2D shapes. So what I'm going to do now is on this part, um, I'm going to go ahead and let me think about this. I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to scale it down. So I've already selected what I want. I want my base point to be the center. And you notice now I can scale it down. And I want to scale it a ratio. What's that ratio? I want to scale it down. So I want it to be 0.1644, but ratio wise, it's divided by 0.1954. I'm getting a little mathy here, but I can apply that. And now I have a scaled down version of the top. Wow, how cool is that? Now I think you figured it out, but I'm gonna go ahead and loft. Oh, so I had to finish the sketch. I'm gonna loft, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure they line up. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that, see that. It looks like it lined up. I selected the top point to the top point. It looks like it lined up perfectly, just the way I expect. I'm gonna click OK. Unbelievable, I have a Reese's peanut butter cup. Let's make it even a little better. Whoops. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more thing because this is too pointy and would poke someone's eye out if they try to eat it. I'm gonna fillet it. So, let's go ahead and fillet. That's too much. Seems a little too much. Go ahead and undo that. Let's go with something smaller. Why don't we go with 0.05? I don't know. We'll fillet only that part. Yeah, I guess it's a little better. It's a little rounder. Let's see that one. Where's my fillet? There it is. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks better. And then so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to circular pattern a feature. So I already selected the feature. It's the fillet. And then I'm going to go ahead and point of rotation. It's going to be about the y-axis. It's going to be 48 of them. And let's go with that. Hopefully it doesn't freeze. And perfect. Cool. Now I have my Reese's peanut butter cup. In case I run out of time and I reach my 10-minute limit for this free software, that's my Reese's peanut butter cup. I don't even remember what I made it last time. I think I made it ABS plastic, and brown was something like a wood or something. I think I made it that. And there's my Reese's peanut butter cup. You could probably find something that would be better. I think there's like a carpet one that's supposed to be close to it, is what somebody told me. I don't know. Good enough. Cork. Ooh, that looks weird. Okay, well, you guys can mess around with it and find something that ends up working. Cork is a little awkward, but pick a color that's going to work, and that's all I got. Hope you had fun doing these. Hopefully you got to eat some candy. Let's go back with walnut. I think that's good enough. And there we go. And like I always do, I'll put it in, I'll give it some shadows, I'll put it in one light. And maybe this time I even give it reflections. And let's go ahead and put it in. I'm put it in a room where you can see its reflection. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Ooh, I like that. Okay, nice. Now I'm just talking for no reason. Wow, eat it out of the screen.